What if one simple natural ingredient could help lower your blood sugar, reduce insulin resistance, and even support weight loss, all without medication? It sounds almost too good to be true. And that's exactly why so many people are asking the same question. Is apple cider vinegar a miracle for diabetes, or just another overhyped health trend? Welcome to Smart Sugar Life, where we break down the facts about food, nutrition, and diabetes so you can make smarter choices every single day. If you're living with type 2 diabetes or pre-diabetes and trying to manage your blood sugar naturally, you'll want to stay with us until the end, because what you'll discover today might completely change the way you look at this everyday kitchen item. Let's begin with what makes apple cider vinegar so popular. Apple cider vinegar, also known as ACV, is made by fermenting crushed apples. First, the sugars are turned into alcohol. Then, bacteria convert that alcohol into acetic acid, which gives vinegar its sharp taste and powerful smell. But it's that same acetic acid that's been getting the attention of researchers. Multiple studies have shown that acetic acid can improve insulin sensitivity and help lower blood sugar levels after meals. In fact, one small study found that people who took apple cider vinegar before eating had significantly lower glucose levels post-meal compared to those who didn't. And that's just the beginning. Another study showed that when people with insulin resistance consumed 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar before bedtime, they experienced lower fasting blood sugar levels the next morning. Sounds impressive, right? But before you go chugging a bottle of vinegar, let's slow down and look at the full picture, because while the benefits are promising, the details matter a lot. First, let's talk about how ACV actually works inside the body. The key seems to be in how acetic acid affects the way your body digests starches. Normally, when you eat starchy foods like bread, pasta, or rice, your body breaks them down into glucose, which quickly enters the bloodstream. But when acetic acid is present, it slows down that process, reducing the rate at which glucose enters your blood. This not only helps prevent sharp glucose spikes after meals, but also allows insulin to work more effectively. Apple cider vinegar may also slow down gastric emptying, which means food stays in your stomach a bit longer. That can help you feel full for more time and reduce post-meal hunger or cravings. And here's something that often goes unnoticed. By supporting better glucose control, ACV may also help reduce inflammation, which plays a major role in many diabetes-related complications. But here's the catch. Not all studies agree on how effective apple cider vinegar really is. Some show dramatic results, while others see only minor changes. And many of these studies involve small sample sizes, short time frames, or specific test conditions that don't always reflect real-life situations. Plus, ACV isn't a cure. It won't replace your medication, reverse your diabetes overnight, or work miracles on its own. But for many people, it might be a helpful tool, if used correctly. The big question, then, is how to use it safely, effectively, and consistently. Because yes, there are wrong ways to take apple cider vinegar. And if you do it the wrong way, it could actually cause more harm than good. Now that we've explored the science behind apple cider vinegar and how it may help with blood sugar control, let's talk about what really matters: how to use it safely and effectively. Because while apple cider vinegar can be a helpful tool, using it the wrong way can cause discomfort or even damage. The first and most important rule is never drink it straight. Apple cider vinegar is highly acidic. If you take it undiluted, it can damage the enamel of your teeth, irritate your throat, and upset your stomach. Over time, repeated exposure can even cause long-term sensitivity or erosion. The right way to take it is by diluting 1 to 2 tablespoons in a large glass of water, preferably around 200 to 250 milliliters. This makes it much safer and easier on your digestive system. Some people also add a little lemon or cinnamon for flavor and additional health benefits. The best time to take apple cider vinegar is before meals, especially meals that contain starches or carbohydrates. This helps reduce the glycemic impact of the meal by slowing down the digestion of carbs and the absorption of glucose into the bloodstream. Another option is taking it before bed, which some studies suggest may help lower fasting blood sugar the next morning. But this only seems to work if you've eaten a carb-heavy dinner earlier that evening. So, which method is better? That depends on your goal. If you're looking to reduce post-meal spikes, taking ACV before eating is likely more effective. If you're working on improving fasting glucose, then using it in the evening may be helpful, but results vary from person to person. Now let's clear up some common mistakes people make with apple cider vinegar. One mistake is thinking that more is better. It's not. Taking too much can irritate your stomach, cause nausea, or even lower potassium levels over time. For most people, 1 to 2 tablespoons per day is enough. Start with just 1 tablespoon to see how your body reacts. Another mistake is assuming that all vinegars are the same. They're not. Only apple cider vinegar with the mother, that cloudy substance floating in the bottle, contains beneficial bacteria and enzymes that may support gut health and enhance the effects. Make sure to choose raw, unfiltered, organic ACV whenever possible. Avoid versions that are clear, refined, or flavored. And always shake the bottle before using it to distribute the mother evenly. And here's something many people don't consider. Consistency matters more than intensity. Taking ACV once in a while won't do much, but when you use it regularly as part of a smart, balanced routine, that's when the real results start to show. You may notice fewer post-meal crashes, more stable energy, and even gradual improvements in your A1C over time. It's not a magic bullet, but it can be a supportive ally if it's part of a bigger lifestyle approach that includes healthy food choices, movement, sleep, and stress management. And that brings us to an important point. Apple cider vinegar works best when you combine it with the right foods. So what should you pair it with? And how can it fit into your daily routine in a way that's practical and sustainable? Let's talk about how to incorporate apple cider vinegar into your daily life in a way that's simple, sustainable, and actually enjoyable. One of the easiest ways to start is with a morning blood sugar tonic. Mix 1 tablespoon of raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar with a large glass of filtered water. Add a squeeze of fresh lemon juice and a pinch of cinnamon if you like. Drink this about 15 to 20 minutes before breakfast. If you're not a morning person, no problem. You can do the same thing before lunch or dinner, especially if the meal includes carbohydrates like bread, rice, pasta, or fruit. This strategy works best when the vinegar is taken before eating, not after. Another great option is to add apple cider vinegar to meals directly. Use it as a base for salad dressings, marinades, or sauces. For example, mix ACV with olive oil, mustard, garlic, and herbs to create a blood sugar-friendly vinaigrette. This not only improves flavor, but also slows down glucose absorption when paired with vegetables and healthy fats. You can also drizzle a little over steamed vegetables or mix it into cooked grains like quinoa or lentils. The acidity enhances digestion and complements savory flavors really well. Now, let's talk about food combinations that work well with ACV. When you take apple cider vinegar with foods rich in fiber, fat, and protein, it enhances its effect. For example, having it before a meal of grilled chicken with leafy greens and olive oil can help minimize the glucose response. It also works well with whole eggs, salmon, avocado, nuts, or any combination of low glycemic, nutrient-dense ingredients. But remember, while apple cider vinegar can help reduce the glycemic impact of a meal, it can't undo the effects of a highly processed, sugar-loaded diet. It's a support tool, not a substitute for healthy eating. So if you're thinking of using ACV as part of your blood sugar strategy, make sure it fits into a broader approach, one that includes movement, hydration, quality sleep, and low-stress habits. Now, let's recap what we've covered. Apple cider vinegar contains acetic acid, which can slow the digestion of starches and improve insulin sensitivity. It may help lower blood sugar spikes after meals and improve fasting glucose levels over time. But it must be used correctly, always diluted in moderation and ideally before meals. Choose organic, raw, unfiltered vinegar with the mother and avoid cheap, clear varieties. And finally, it works best when combined with real whole foods and a consistent lifestyle routine. So, is apple cider vinegar a miracle? Not quite. But is it a myth? Definitely not. It's somewhere in the middle, a simple, powerful tool that can support better blood sugar control when used the right way. If this video gave you new insight or motivation, hit the like button and subscribe to Smart Sugar Life. We're here every week with practical, science-backed tips to help you manage diabetes naturally, without confusion or overwhelm. And now we want to hear from you. Have you ever tried apple cider vinegar as part of your routine? What did you notice? Share your experience in the comments. Your story might inspire someone else to give it a try. Thanks for watching. And remember, when you understand how food works with your body, you gain the power to make smarter choices, one day at a time.